Glad to have you join us again today. I'm looking forward to our conversation today. I've brought a friend of mine in, and I wanted to get a very unique perspective. He is a business owner in St. Louis. He's very involved in the nonprofit worlds. I'm going to introduce to you Michael Haddad of the of the Diamond family. Michael, welcome to the program.
What's up, Tony? Thanks for having me, man. How are you?
How you doing? I'm
Great.
sure
Thank God. Doing good.
I'm sure today you're excited with actual having customers back in the stores. So
Yeah,
congratulations on that.
so much. Thank you very much. We've been full speed since Tuesday, and it's been going like amazing, really good. We're blessed. Thank God.
So let's get started, and let me ask you to tell me a little bit about what makes the Diamond family stand out. I know you guys are here in St. Louis. I know you've got a tremendous background. So tell us a little bit about what you do, where you are, so people can find out who they're talking to today.
Yeah, for sure. So I own the Diamond family. Me and my brother own it. It is the absolute epitome of a family business. My aunt's the bookkeeper. My dad comes cruising in from time to time. My little daughter runs around here and there. We even got the family dog here. Like it's a true family business, but it's also a big operation. There's a lot of people that aren't family that work here. We have a gorgeous showroom in Manchester and 141 area there in the Manchester Baldwin area. We're pretty much a bridal powerhouse. Like most of our business is custom jewelry, loose diamonds, engagement rings. There's over, I think 40. I think there's 43 cases in the store right now, and most of them are engagement rings and then you've got necklaces, bracelets, tennis bracelets, custom jewelry like sapphire, ruby, all that other stuff is here too. But the majority of the business is done in loose diamonds and engagement rings and custom jewelry. Um, what sets us apart? I mean, I'm going to say the same thing that every jewelry store says is we got the best service, right? But ours is, it's honestly a little secret sauce. There's something about the feeling you get when you walk in here. Everybody tells us that they go to other stores and there's something different about this place because we're all just real people. We don't shove anything down your throat. We pride ourselves in just educating you, having a good time doing it. We truly love what we do. You're not going to get some closing line from anybody here. And people can tell that we're not in it for the money. We just really love celebrating milestones with people. But there are a lot of tangible differences. And I learned this like in a trade show probably 13 years ago, is that when somebody says what's different about you, you better actually have something different to say. So I started navigating down that path. We are the only jewelry store that has holographic custom jewelry. I don't know how long you want me to take all this. I can talk the whole 30 minutes. But we make jewelry in a hologram. So you get a little gadget that goes on top of your phone. And when you get the CAD file, you'll hold your phone up and you'll see your image looks floating on top of your phone. It's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Free too. We're the only store that does the Wish for a White Christmas campaign, which is anything you buy in Christmas, we give you your money back if it snows in St. Louis on Christmas Day. So it is, it's huge for us.
I am hoping that while that is an awesome promotion, I'm hoping that anybody watching today takes you up on that. And it does snow for two reasons. One, I like White Christmas, and two, I think it's awesome because I know for a fact after knowing you that you would fulfill that.
So and it's truly not my money. We insure it, so I'm dying for it to happen too.
So let's jump right into what I wanted to talk to you about today. I met you at a fundraising event, and then here recently I was fortunate enough to join a group that you're also a member of. So we've got to talk back and forth, and I do the fundraising, and because of your involvement, I wanted to get you on here for two perspectives. One, the business owner that supports nonprofits, and the attendee that attends the nonprofit. So I'm going to take both of these sections a little bit at a time, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it.
So I want to start off with a positive note. I know that you guys do jewelry, and here's my question that I want to know as the fundraising auctioneer. When an organization comes and talks to you, and I know you probably get a whole bunch of organizations, how do you qualify them for the jewelry that you or the support that you will provide or donate? Because I've seen the pieces that you donate, and they're not low quality pieces. They're way up there. So tell me how you qualify the organizations in order to know which ones to help.
So it definitely, like from the business owner perspective, it took some learning on how to do this. And it was basically just like we got big hearts, and our dad would run the store back then and just give to everybody. And sure, go pick something out, and then, yeah, you can have that. No, you can't have that. That was like honestly how he winged it. Then you realize that you're not really benefiting. Like, we are a business after all. So I call it non-for-profit for profit. Like, we're here to donate and help you raise money, but we do want to have customers from it, or branding from it, or some type of advertising from it. So what we have learned is that you pick a couple that are really close to your heart, depending on the scale of your business. Like, so I like to have 2 or 3 charities that I can really go big with. And that's why the stuff that you see is $10,000 and $15,000 items that really makes an impact in those particular causes, instead of sprinkling around gift cards or $100 rings. So, and then we do those every year to where we become part of it. I get on the planning committees with some of them, and we talk about how we're going to, raise interest for that particular piece. And we do that auction, and we talk about the next one like months later. We start moving. So there's a lot of them are gift certificates. So I don't like to say no to a custom, but that's not where you get in. But you're not auctioning off gift certificates. So somebody would say, here's $100, and then just put it on the silent auction. And live auction pieces are different. We really want to make a fun impact. I also want it to be where everybody in the room at one point knows who we are for that amount of investment that we're going to put in.
Right.
So it has to be the live auction. It has to be, guys, here's how this was made. Here's who did it. Here's its value. And a lot of auction guys actually don't like talking about jewelry. So they're like, let me get Michael to come up here and talk about it. And we'll talk about, it's this many grams, it's VS, it's this value. Here's where the stone was from.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. And so that is good for me, because it's a natural opportunity for everyone to be focused on us, while it gives the auctioneer, he doesn't have to learn jewelry for the night. Like, we just take that spot, and then he goes, and then I hand the mic back off, and there he goes.
And I'm appreciative of that. I know when on the event that you actually made the donation that I was able to sell, you did that. I asked you if you would. You come up, you told a little bit about it, and we went from there. So with you guys being primarily, as you said, a bridal fashion, how do you pick out the pieces because for me, I try not to get involved with my clients when they're talking to a jewelry store, because like you said, I don't know jewelry, but I also do tell them that we need to have something that's going to appeal to the masses, not just one or two. Is there something that you guys, I mean, obviously with the years of experience, what works better in each particular location, or how do you decide what piece to give?
So I will try to ask, like, what the type of clientele is there. It's generally the same type of people. They're like all at the Four Seasons or all at the Ritz, or like, what I mean? Like, all the ones we end up doing are at the same places. So you have the general same like level of affluence, and that, if it's a $500 ticket versus a $100 ticket, that'll influence what we're going to do. But appealing to the masses is a big thing. So you don't want an engagement ring where the guy's like, oh yeah, I need one of those. Let me bid on this. Like, that's not how engagement rings are sold. So you want one of a few things. Diamond studs. There's going to be a lot of women in the room that want diamond studs.
Right.
And when we mention that they're going to be there, there's going to be women that will be like, oh, like, hey, I told you, and here they are. So that'll sell good. Then we've shifted lately to making a piece of jewelry for somebody.
Really?
So we would auction off a loose stone. And one of the best experiences we had recently was the Alzheimer's Association. So one of the girls on the board is a household name around the store, one of our top customers, all the family shops here. And I was like, Lori, like, I would be honored to help you, whatever you want, you let me know. She's like, well, Alzheimer's the color is purple. So
Wow.
we wanted amethyst, and I'm like, well, amethyst is like the cheapest stone like you can ever buy. Like you can have whatever amethyst you want here. So I'm like, how about we source you like a really nice high quality amethyst, which is still not expensive. So they got a 55 carat amethyst that was valued at like $1,500. Like, so it's like
That's
a
good.
few bucks a carat, but that's beautiful. And then you've got people there that are emotionally attached to that cause. So it
Right.
got people going. But when you won it, then we gave you a $3,500 package to make something around it worth $3,500,
That's
which then,
perfect.
and we got to show our video on the big screen about how we make custom jewelry, and the hologram was on display there. And then we get a real live body to get that stone and come into our store and make the piece of jewelry.
That's awesome.
So that was fun, and we've been running with that for the last few bigger ones that we've done. We also make one piece of jewelry here called the Hope Strong Collection. It's our trademark, so we're the only place that can make it. But every charity has one common thread, I guess, and that is that they are trying to change the world for their own
That's right.
niche. And Hope Strong Jewelry does that. It's spreading hope through this design. So when people wear it, they feel empowered and they feel like they can get through the day a little better. And everyone that gets one buys one for somebody else as a gift. Like, it's the most emotional thing we make. So then with Jackie Joyner Kersey's charity, we made one that was like just completely iced out, and that went for 15, or no, it went for $9,000. And then she was like, if you guys make another one, like, would you guys both pay 9? And so we were drinking. We said yes. And then.
So, so I'm going to switch for just a minute because like I said, I got to know you over the past year and then had met you before. You are very involved in the community. And I know that you have, like you said earlier, you have organizations that are close to your heart. When you go to an event, when you attend an event, what are some things that you're looking for to show that the organization is doing the right things? What do you see as an attendee, as a guest, that helps an organization get better?
Okay, so we're gonna research that before we ever get there. So we're there are like charity watchdogs sites that can tell us what you're
Right.
spending your money on, basically. So we've had to have that talk a couple times, and it's not necessarily the talk you want to have with a charity, but you need to spend more on your actual cause. So
Right.
we more or less would like maybe respectfully decline that without going into detail. But I mean, the number one thing is the money has to be spent on the cause itself. Like, we don't want to donate to people that are just paying fat salaries to themselves and things of that nature. And really sad, we actually had that happen once, and that charity is no longer in existence now. But
Unfortunately,
I just couldn't believe that was taking place after all said and done. We also want to actually be involved. So with like Ozzy's charity and with Haiti for sure, Haiti's like the one that's closest to my heart, and Jackie's, they are. I don't necessarily like anybody can just give you money. Like any jeweler can like give you the piece of jewelry. So we want an opportunity to work within that charity. So with all of those, we're gonna want to. Can I go to Haiti? Can I go to your camps? Can I meet these kids? Can I play golf with you? Like, we don't want to just show up one night and be done, because that's also how you fail at getting customers. Like, there's so much branding going on in the world right now, and there's so much marketing going on. You're not going to remember the jeweler at the gala when you're drinking and stuff. There's too much going on. So you got to get involved with those charities, which also just requires more energy and more time. And a lot of people don't want to do that. So we don't. That's why you can't have 10 charities in a small store like mine. Like, you got to have a couple, and you dedicate some time to it, and you stick with them, and you hope it works.
I know the organizations that we're talking about. You're the one in Haiti. You just went to Haiti this past year and have come back with a new perspective of how that organization works. With that being said, how do you now advocate to help that charity outside of your business? What can you do, or what can the charity be doing to encourage you, who is actually an attendee, to get involved? Something I get asked a lot is, what can we do to keep our donors involved? And like you said, you went to Haiti, so what else could they do?
That's not, I don't run a charity. I run the dinner with us, but that's not like, that's kind of just a guide. That might be a question for the people that run Brace for Impact, but I could tell you what they do. They have a nonstop, you know how like your financial advisor will tell you need to have different sources of income, and this
Right.
is the general mindset. Like, so they have their gala, where that's like the biggest bread and butter money maker for them. But they have even gotten Haitian coffee and partnered with Caldi so that you can buy their
That's
coffee.
cool.
They have a monthly, um, I guess, commitment you could pay every month, just like a lot of the bigger charities. Like I go to some of these events, and now I look at my credit card bill, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, they're just running my card every month. Like, I forgot about these things. So you can have people that just say, hey, I'd like to just give you $10 a month or $1,000 a month, and so then you've got this residual, not necessarily residual, but consistent cash flow going. You have the trips that. So I happened to, my first real experience with them was just getting on a plane and going to the orphanage in Haiti,
Right.
and it just changes your life. Like, um, perfectly timed before a pandemic, because you just learn to not complain about a damn thing when you go to Haiti. So now when
Right.
this happened, I'm like, okay, like I can. This is fine. It's not that bad. Um, but what else do they do?
But
They do a contest, which I so then I did the contest, which is what do they call it? The 208 challenge, and it costs $208 a month to support one kid in their orphanage, which is like
right.
healthcare, food, the housing, like everything. And they try to get people to get 12. So I was in charge of getting 12 people to donate $208 so that one kid's taken care of for a year. And they run that in March, and that's like this
Cool.
big contest they do. So you get like the real people that are really passionate about you to go out and do this, and people that have a good social media following and stuff can get 10 people pretty, or 12 people pretty
That's
quickly.
that's awesome. And yes, I did. I knew it was Brace for Impact, and I was waiting to see how far you want it to go in with that. Um, that is a tremendous organization. They're doing tremendous work.
Yeah, and like Ozzy's thing, Ozzy Smith has a PGA Reach initiative. There's all types of stuff throughout the year. He's got a comedy show they do, the golf tournament, the gala leading up to the golf tournament. His is like a 2-day event. His is awesome.
Right. Right.
That's a
And
really fun one.
so I have to ask, and I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, as an attendee, and this is strictly so that people watching this, I'm not trying to gloat on myself, but I want to know, as an attendee, can you tell a difference when the organization hires a professional fundraising auctioneer or just has the celebrity or somebody do it? Can you, as an attendee, see the difference?
You can you can once you find a professional one. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's almost like, how do you want like a part-time doctor to operate on you or something? It is it's a night and day difference. It's when you are like doing it as a career versus having, I don't know, like a news anchor or something up there. It is different. I'm not saying that they do like a terrible job, but I don't know what it costs to have a professional, and I think that might be like, a differentiating factor. But yes, there is a true difference. And I think there are some people out there that can do a good job that maybe are pro bono or whatever, but I definitely know if you're paying, there are some people that are out there that are paid to do it, and you're one of them, and there's a difference.
I appreciate that. And I was not actually
Keep it up,
saying
keep
that
it
for
up.
me. I was not saying that for me. I'm saying that for as an attendee. But I like hearing the fact that you appreciate that.
Yeah, because as an attendee, it gets intense when like when they're 45, 50, like, and it's like it's going crazy. Like, yeah, and I feel like the more you like a person does something, I'm better at selling jewelry than I am than I was 13 years ago when I started. So
Right.
like the longer you do it, the better you get at it. And working the crowd is the whole thing. It's all about
Right.
the emotion and like attaching an emotion. You gotta get people emotional about what's going on, and then the checkbook opens up.
That's right. I appreciate that because that's absolutely true. And it's also fun to have people like you in the crowd that actually get involved and play it off and becomes a theater when you bid. It's really funny. Uh, for those that are watching that may not know Michael, when he comes to an event, he's going to be at one of the tables somewhere prominent in front of the stage. It's fair to say that he's not going to be the back of the room attendee. And when he does start bidding, he encourages other people to bid, to have fun, and it's quite interesting to watch. So let's go to one more question for you. On a daily basis, when you're talking about organizations and you're talking about yourself and doing different things of that nature, obviously we run out of time. We run out of resources and different things. What is one thing that you would tell everybody watching how to maintain the importance level of being focused on that organization with everything that's going on, business?
So say it one more time, Tony.
How can you encourage somebody to stay focused on a nonprofit when there's so much other going on right now? The business side of it, the emotional side. Is there something that you can tell a nonprofit or tell an attendee that helps them to focus, to be able to help, even though we're in uncertain times?
Okay, so I'm not. Are you? I think I know what you're saying. So
Let me try telling one more time.
in uncertain times like this, when things can get a little tighter, how do
Yes,
businesses still continue to give and stuff like that?
right there you
Okay.
go.
So if you think it's tight for you, think about the people that need it. So that's like truly charity at its core. Is that you really you? I do it because I actually love your cause. Like there are some charities where I'm like I just don't have any emotional attachment to this cause. I can't line up with you on this one, so I just got to respect. Here's a gift card. Like there are somewhere. Like the stuff with Haiti and stuff, I'm like, I will never, ever, ever, I'm going to be changed for my whole life from that experience. And the other ones, like what goes on with Jackie and you're talking about taking a kid and changing his whole trajectory so that he can succeed one day. Doesn't happen without the sponsors and the people that are donating. So it's like if your business is suffering or your paycheck is suffering, you have to imagine that's like an exponential issue for the partners that or the charities that are going through this. So I'm not saying you necessarily give the same amount, but you scale it and you decrease it while still being able to give and support, and everyone will get through it together. So that's, I guess, my answer for that. I hope that answers the question.
That's perfect. So I'm going to put up a screenshot right quick. Do me a favor and tell people how they can get in touch with you. Give us the address or whatever. And this is going to come up, but you can talk while it's still on the screen here. There you
Cool.
go.
So we have a full e-commerce website. It's thediamondfamily.com. Our showroom is in St. Louis in the West County area, just west of 141 in Manchester. There's a big new Joey B's right there. We're right next door to Joey B's. Phone number is there, 636-391-6622. We also have a text line, which is really popular. It's 636-249-1210. So you can text that. And then my email is michael@thediamondfamily.com. And that's us in a nutshell. We got a big, beautiful store. There's tons of people out there right now, actually. So it ends up working out good. So I'll go out there.
We're going to let you go because I know you got to get back in there and take care of it. I want to thank you for joining us today. And real quick, tell me what those three charities are that you mentioned. You kind of glazed over them. Tell us what the three charities that you said are.
So there's Brace for Impact 46, which is run by Kyle McClellan, ex-Cardinals pitcher, and that is to help North St. Louis and Haiti. Then there's the PGA Reach Initiative, which is run by Ozzie Smith, who's the president of Gateway PGA. and that is to change the lives of kids through the game of golf. And then we have the JJK, Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation, which is in East St. Louis, which is one of the most dangerous and probably difficult places to grow up in this country. And she literally makes it like home for these kids and guides them from the moment they come in until they graduate college in some cases. Even like placing them in careers and stuff like that. And that gala is called Suits and Sneakers. So you wear a suit with tennis shoes because she's a runner. It's a really cool like demographic and a cool type of feeling
Right
you
on.
get. It's fun.
All right, Michael, thank you again for joining us.
You
I
got it.
appreciate your time, man, and looking forward to seeing you more at events as we get back to a normal and actually sitting down and talking with you and learning more about your business so that you can help us and help other nonprofits. Michael, on behalf of me and everybody watching, thank you and keep up the good work. We'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure, Tony. Thanks for having me. Take it easy.